Hi, my name is Liz Thompson, and I use they, them, their pronouns, and I'm the director at the Office of Equity, Diversity, and Intercultural Programs and the Assistant Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Today, we are talking with Renee, a colleague from the Briggs Library, and we wanted to just kind of do a little conversation about our upcoming Briggs and EDI book discussion. So, yeah, Renee, can you just introduce yourself for us?
Yes, welcome. My name is Renee Sikora. I am the circulation manager and an avid reader at Briggs Library. And I'm excited to team up with EDI and Liz to lead a discussion on a book that is gaining a lot of attention right now.
Yeah, so even though it was published a few years ago, it still is agreed, very timely and appropriate. Can you tell us a little bit, just in general, about the Briggs book discussion series?
Yes, Briggs Library has many avid readers on staff and throughout the Morris community. And every month we gather together to have a discussion upon a book. It might be a fiction book or a nonfiction book. We range in various topics and explore different genres. And we gather together to discuss the books, and we thought that with the current environment, we would extend the invitation to the campus and community at large to discuss race and how it is impacting us and our perspectives on it. So I reached out to Liz at EDI because I come from that white privileged background and do not feel qualified to lead the discussion, but I knew that EDI could go ahead and help us really dive into the subject of race.
Yeah, and we definitely appreciate you reaching out. When you did reach out, I thought that actually it was kind of a big task to think about, because I know from my own Facebook feeds and emails and seeing other things on social media that a lot of different books around race and racism and racial injustices, and also about Black joy and things that we need to also celebrate. There were tons, being kind of in some ways sort of dusted off, and they were a really great reminder. And then there were also some new ones that I hadn't heard about. So when you reached out about doing the collaboration of the book discussion, I actually had her book on my kind of like list of books to listen to in my Audible, and I'd had it for over a year. So when I was looking at also some different suggestions, her book just still kind of popped out. So just to remind folks, we are going to be discussing on July the 8th from 1 to 2 p.m. by Zoom, the book called So You Want to Talk About Race by Ijoma Uluo. And so we hope that people by July will have finished either reading or listening to the whole book. But if not, that's okay. We also know that, in just that kind of hour-ish time, we can probably only just start to scratch the surface. So we also hope that people maybe in your own units or your own offices or programs can kind of continue the discussion. I know we talked a little bit earlier before we started recording, but you started reading the book. What's like maybe one thing that kind of sticks out to you so far in what you've read?
Well, I just really started looking at it today, so I'm not that far into it, but I really appreciated the author's forenote in the beginning and how she went from being a food blogger to really talking about race and how it's impacted her life as far as being a professional, the different experiences that she's had where she's been given a raise, she's been given a promotion, but told she can't get the financial raise that goes along with it, or that her hair doesn't look professional. And it really made me stop and think, wow, these are things that someone should not be held on or judged for in their professional environment. It should really be about the work that they do. And as I supervise a number of student workers on campus, and interview them, I want to make sure that I am being sensitive to their backgrounds, their diversity, and that I am really being careful in what I say to each of the individuals, so that even though I don't think I'm being racist, that they do not perceive me as racist. So I'm really looking forward to how this author presents her different experiences and how I might have been in those shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing more of her discussion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think, you know, that's some of the, at least I hope that that's also some of the power that the book discussion has, is that, you know, we can initially read it once over and see how it can make a personal impact for us, and then also, you know, make that impact for all the different spaces that we go through, and some of those spaces then will be where we work at Minnesota Morris. Yeah, I think just to kind of wrap up, what do you hope for the book discussion? You know, for the participants who join, any sort of hopes or dreams?
Well, I would like just to gather the community together around a topic that we can really be open and discuss with. And maybe they'll be interested in reading other books that are about race, injustices, or just even some good literature that we have available at Briggs Library. Too often people come in to the library with just one focus and they miss out on a number of different materials that we have. And we just want people to say, hey, come on in, take a look, and pick up a book and maybe even discuss it amongst others or join our book club even.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I really appreciate your help with this, Liz.
Yeah, thanks. And again, yeah, we're glad that you already had the book discussion series going, and definitely welcome to partner. And yeah, I look forward to the facilitated discussion on July the 8th. I think for me, what I hope too is that, you know, that a variety of folks from Morris will read and come to the discussion. Yeah, really be open and you know, self-reflective in what they read, and then also to see how it can make an impact with their daily life, and then specifically also on campus with their colleagues, students, faculty, or staff. It's funny because I read something about, it was a little sarcastical, but I think I kind of got what it meant. There was something, you know, something on Facebook, and it was sort of like we don't need another book club, like we don't need another book discussion, you know. And I think, you know, as I read kind of more to it, like I got where it came from. I think the person that wrote it was a little bit just kind of critiquing that, like, you know, sometimes with book discussions, there's not like kind of an action after it. And so I'm also just hoping that given this book, and also I think the author, you know, so far what I've read and listened to, actually presents a lot of within each, at the end of kind of each chapter, offers some action and offers some like sort of self-reflection. So you know, just I'm hoping too that anyone that reads the book and then also joins in our discussion can, you know, take a little bit of action, whether that's, even if that's internally, and or putting something different into practice for our campus. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for spending some few minutes with us this summer. And yeah, we hope that people sign up for the July 8th book discussion, where we will discuss So You Want to Talk About Race by Ijoma Uluo. Okay, thanks. Take care.
Thanks.